Hello and welcome to Superpower Broadcasting. I'm Kevin Castley. Thanks for being here tonight. Tonight, I'm just going to be chatting briefly. I've got a longer stream lined up tomorrow. We've got an interview with Jaeger DePato. We're going to be discussing the eruption of conflict in Armenia and Azerbaijan. So that'll be interesting. Tonight, I know a lot of people wanted to talk about the debate. I haven't gotten to see the debate yet. I'll be taking a look at that in the coming days, and then probably Thursday night have a review on the debate. I did see a few clips of it, and it generally looked like Trump was, obnoxious, but from what I saw, he looked more confident though. So I just saw him just continually talking over Chris Wallace. So that's kind of his style, right? So somebody had described it as him simply having a debate with the moderator instead of Biden. Dr. Zayas is here. How's it going, Zayas? He says, the debate gave me a headache. So I'll have to take a look at it in the coming days. So hopefully the next one I'll be able to cover the night of. So I've been setting up the new computer stuff today. One of my buddies in the Hot Gang, he was giving me advice and everything, and he's been a massive help in terms of setting everything up because I'm a total boomer. So that's helpful. So we'll have that up and running shortly. What else is there to talk about? So we got a lot of new memes. A lot of new memes are rolling out over the next month for sure because we got the walrus wave memes going up now. So we'll put a few of the walrus wave ones up. Like here's the hawk right here. That one's cool. What else do we have? We got these ones. This one's pretty cool. Actually, I like this. This one looks pretty epic. So Dr. Zayas says, Biden didn't do horrible, but it was a pretty low energy performance. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I'll be interested to see. I saw a bit of the part when they were actually talking about Black Lives Matter and everything, and it seemed that they both did a poor job of condemning the bad actors on their sides, which is unfortunate. I mean, I was worried, and I tweeted out before the debate way earlier on today. I said that I was worried that Joe Biden was going to lose to Trump because the only way that he could defend himself from the accusations of not doing a good enough job of condemning the mob would be to attack Trump from the right and say, well, you're the one that has allowed it to happen. You should send in the National Guard, this kind of stuff. And so that would obviously anger his own progressive base. And so he can't really do that. But like I said, I'll have to take a look at the full debate. W.R. Winters here says that debate really crystallized the most important issues facing the nation, with both candidates making compelling cases to voters. What a night. I loved it. Most people I've talked to seem to have hated it, seem to think that it was a complete crap show. Like I said, I haven't seen the full thing or anything, but who would you say won, though, Winter, in your view? And who are you supporting as well? Zayas laughs at the remark, though. Kamaljeet Ram says, you were working on getting your school computer set up. That's right. That's right. I've been working on getting the school computer set up. So, okay. Here's a twisty twist. W.R. Winter says, that was sarcasm, Kevin. So this is the internet, right? You look at that right there. How can I tell that that's sarcasm? That sounds like a typical thing that any Trump supporter would write, It's like, oh, they both made compelling cases and stuff like that. I'm sure. Now, I haven't seen it. I've been very busy tonight. I was with some buddies earlier. We played some board games. That was cool. That was fun. Only got to see a few clips of the debate, but, I had a good night. And then I've been busy setting up the school computer all day. So I can't really comment on the totality of the debate, but again, I'm sure that there were news anchors tonight that would have said what W.R. Winters said right here, unironically, without a hint of sarcasm. So So uh, yeah, that was I guess that was an r/whoosh moment right there. Dr. Zayas says nuclear sarcasm. Oh yeah, well we got nuke memes too. Got a lot of those. Got some new ones that I'll put up in the next few days. But let's see, we got the Castle Bravo one. That one looks really ghoulish. That one looks really spooky. This one looks pretty majestic. That's the Fizzo shot from Operation Plum Bob. We got this one right here. Yeah, don't mess with the United States. Don't mess with the U.S. So, by the way, the U.S., like I've said before in a previous stream, the U.S. should have been the only country that was ever allowed to get nukes. It's ridiculous that, oh, the Soviets are working on nukes. Let's just let them get nukes. That's stupid. That's like what we're doing with Iran and North Korea right now. At some point, you got to say, okay, a short, limited nuclear war right now is better than a huge nuclear war in the future. So, but yeah, Kamal Jeet's point. You were working on getting your school computer set up. Absolutely, absolutely. Because then I can debate Ian Stevens, school computer boy. He's like, you will have to wait a month until I get my school computer going up. It's like I could do a debate. It's just I'd prefer to actually have my face and everything while I'm debating, have the webcam working. Yeah, this idea that, oh, half of the hot gang or whatever is cool with even Stevens, the dude who's a defender of Turkey and Kissinger and stuff. That's just, oh man, dismal. Absolutely dismal. Dr. Zayas asks, what happened to Even Stevens? Is he still hiding? Well, he's still being a total twinker over on Twitter, you know, but he refuses to debate. He's not going to debate. So it's obvious the school computer excuse was just a cop out. The dude's tweeting from his iPhone 24/7. So Kamaljeet says, I think either way, whoever wins, people will be salty, even the trad cons. Oh, yeah. No, people are going to be salty. Like, let's say that Biden wins. You know who's going to be absolutely triggered? You would say, well, it's going to be the MAGA guys, right? Yeah, but the MAGA guys understand that there's a possibility that that Trump could lose. They're rooting for Trump. They want to hype up Trump, right? They support Trump. They'll be sad, but they understand in their hearts, he might, that he might not be able to crank out a second term. No, you know who's going to be absolutely furious and triggered if Biden wins? The progressives at the Young Turks and Kyle Kalinske and all the people that supported Bernie Sanders. Because their whole thing right now is, we're vindicated. We're vindicated. Trump's going to win against Biden, and therefore you should have picked like the most socialist person around that would only win like 13% of the country, but whatever. If Biden wins after crushing them in the primary and goes on to beat Trump, all their talking points are shut down. They're just done. They're done. What's Kyle going to say? Oh, you should have picked a populist leftist? Well, apparently not. Apparently a blue dog Democrat had the winning formula. No, I'm telling you, yeah, there will be some very triggered people on the right. But the most triggered among us are going to be the progressives and the socialists because their whole point to existence, their whole argument, their whole gotcha thing will be blown out of the water. It'll be beautiful. Like I've said, I'm loosely supporting Biden. There are a lot of issues that Trump is honestly better on, but Trump as a candidate is pretty repulsive, and the fact that he owes money to the Russians is disgusting. The fact that, just what he said about John McCain alone is disqualifying. You can't support him over that, even if you agreed with him on other stuff. But so I'm supporting Biden, but I've got a lot of issues with the Democratic Party. But a lot of those issues I have, those kinds of people are going to be absolutely outraged if Biden wins because they will not have any case anymore. Their whole point is, oh, well, if you chose a progressive in 2016, then we would have won against Trump and Hillary Clinton lost against Trump. It's like, yeah, let's imagine Bernie ran against Trump instead of Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton almost won against Trump. Does anybody think Bernie Sanders would come anywhere near as well as Hillary Clinton did? No, it would be the biggest loss for the Democrats since Ronald Reagan, 1984. It would be an absolute disaster. But in their delusional heads, the Brainlet Brigade's heads, they think that 70% of America is like them. That's the dumbest crap. The average in America is somewhere between Joe Biden and Donald Trump, not Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders. That's ridiculous. Like, how much of a bubble do you have to live in to believe that? W.R. Winter says, only person I've seen unironically say the debate was great for Trump was Sean Hannity on Fox. But that was after Brett Baer and Martha McCallum, who came out of it shell-shocked. So I didn't get to see any of their reactions. But Kamal Jeet says, oh, and the Bernie Bros and that dumbass Hassan. Yeah, so Kamal Jeet says, I will drink Hassan's sweet tears. Absolutely. So that's Hassan Guantanamo Bay Piker, Guantanamo, before anyone else. So that guy defended 9/11. The guy defends the Taliban. The Dr. Zaya says, yeah, if Biden loses, it's going to be another 4 years of Bernie can still win. I can't take that. Yeah, I agree. W.R. Winter says, I don't understand why the moderator isn't given control of the debaters' mics. Yeah, I wonder if Wallace actually had control or not and just decided not to use it. I mean, because that is the president and the former vice president, it's kind of a big deal. Like, if you cut off their mics, it's going to anger a lot of people. So they probably just decided, let them talk. It'll be better for ratings, that kind of thing. So I don't really have too much else to add. Like I said, this is going to be a bit of a shorter stream. I've got some computer hardware and stuff to get together and everything, and a lot of software stuff to deal with. And, like I said, tomorrow we have it scheduled now for 11 p.m. Pacific time, an interview with Yeager DePato to discuss the conflict in the Caucasus between Armenia and Azerbaijan. So you're not going to want to miss that. It's going to be interesting. Every time Yeager does a stream on that particular issue, it gets between 200 and 500 views. So there's a lot of interest in the current war that's going on over there. So Kamaljeet says, Ian is not even addressed Kevin. I was blocked by him, but I have a sock account and I am spying on him. I hope that is not messed up. No. The only reason he hasn't blocked me is because I've been going with the neocon Google thing. Like, if I put school computers in my bio, he would block me. Like, as soon as he saw the school computer thing, he just blocked a few people just completely because they were like, school computer boy, when you can get your school computer together. And of course, the irony in all of this is, and we talked about this on the channel, how, I'm not made of money. We had to raise some money from the Hot Gang, from the Patron Gang, the PayPal Gang. You guys have been awesome. You guys have already offset almost 50% of the total cost that I had to put down to get all the new equipment going up. But, we had to raise the money here. I'm not made of money. Even Stevens, this Twinkie Twinker over on Twitter, I'm going to see if I still have the tweet. If I still have the tweet. We'll have to go back to the old Superpower style here because it only limits you to 100 memes per style. I'm going to see if I can go back and get the tweet because let's see, we got one here. Oh yeah, this is him right here, crap talking me over on Twitter, even though he refuses to debate. Oh yeah, here's another one. We'll just remove the Chiron, or not the Chiron, but the highlighted text for a moment. Because I do want to make a point here, and I've made this point in the past, but we always have new viewers here and everything. So this is him right here. He says, to be clear, I'm not going to embarrass myself the way Liz did. I'm going to have fun with this. The guy still refuses to debate. What fun? Dude's afraid. Dude's scared. Dude's fuming and dooming. Dude's terrified because I'm going to call him out on his bullshit. So, and I have a strategy to defeat him, and he knows it because he's put himself into a corner. Arthur, of course, did this one. That's accurate. But do I still have the one? Yes, this is it right here. This is it right here to illustrate my case. So he says, who wins? The guy admitted to international relations doctorate programs at Harvard and Stanford or Kevin Castley? And of course, Wyatt pointed out here a couple interesting points. The first is, so he's admitted, that doesn't mean he's completed it yet. He might flunk out. Like, oh, hey, look, I got admitted to something. Yeah, that's not really, it's like bragging. You haven't done it yet. What does that even mean? Like, what? It's like, hey, man, like I'm gonna have I'm gonna win the lottery in 26 years. So like I'm cool. And you're like, well, have you won the lottery? It's like, no, but I'm going to. I'm just gonna buy lottery tickets. It's like, okay, cool story, bro. It's like, hey, look, I got admitted here. It's like, okay, do you have the degree? No. Okay. Because like, or Kevin Castley. It's like, but I actually have a degree in economics and political science. This guy doesn't even have any degree yet. And here he is bragging that he's going to get a doctorate. Like, dude, get your bachelor's first, then talk to me. I don't care. But like, I don't care. Like, I'm not an elitist or anything like that. I've said right off the bat before that college is completely overrated. And I think that we have way too many people going to college, in my view. I think it's a massive economic inefficiency in our system. Because according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics in the United States, at least, but this scales to Canada roughly the same, 35% of jobs require university degrees, 30 to 35%, and 70% of people are either trying to get them or have them. Well, that's stupid. What, it should be 35 to 35. Why is it 35 to 70? And why are we subsidizing 35 to 70? Why are student loans a thing if there are already way too many people trying to get degrees? Like, we should probably be focused on other areas of the economy and not selling people with debt. But no, we got a culture where it's like, oh, if you don't go to university, you're stupid. It's like if I ever have kids, I'm telling them they should go into trades and save like 30 to 70% of their money, and they retire as millionaires by like 35, and then do whatever the hell they want to do. That would be a winning strategy. But no, our culture isn't really about that. But let's see what people got to say in the chat. But again, I wanted to make the point here because I made the point that Wyatt brought up, which is like the guy hasn't even done anything yet. He's just bragging about getting a doctorate, even though he doesn't even have his bachelor's yet. How cringy is that? Like, the dude's a twinker. He looks like he's 16 years old. Second is, oh, and by the way, he defends genocide too, unironically. So that's part of the reason why he's scared to debate me, but because he doesn't want me to expose him. But the other thing was, so nobody nobody gets into these programs who isn't like made of money, or their families not made of money. So his parents have the money to like get him like high SAT scores and stuff and tutoring and everything so that he can get into these programs, and like give him all this money so he doesn't have to work while he's in school so that he can like apply to like these PhD programs and stuff. Yet he doesn't have enough money for a school computer. Does that add up to anybody? Does that make sense to anybody in the chat? Can anybody goddamn explain to me how this absolute clown ball is tweeting on an iPhone? It says right there, Twitter for iPhone. And I'm guessing it's at least like an iPhone 10, but probably an iPhone 11, probably an iPhone 11 Pro. And the guy probably doesn't even use the camera filters and stuff that would actually justify a purchase like that. But can anybody goddamn explain to me how this guy and his family are made of money like that, but he doesn't even have access to a basic computer, that he has to wait a month so that he can go to school, so that he can get access to a computer to debate me? Does anybody believe that? It seems like the weakest excuse for being afraid to debate me around. And here he is. He's like, oh, he's got all these titles and programs and stuff and big names of schools with him. And then just Kevin Castley, even though I have a degree and he doesn't. Hilarious, absolute insecure little brainlet and a twinker. How the hell does he have a computer? How does he have an iPhone, but he doesn't have a computer? Can anybody explain that? So that's a little segue there. We'll take a look at the chat. So I haven't been paying attention to the chat. So Kamaljeet says, or no, we'll go to Dr. Zayas. Would have been justified to mute Trump. He couldn't shut up for more than 5 seconds. Yeah, Trump looked pretty childish in some of the clips I saw. Kamal Jeet says I spam school computers. Yeah, if you say anything about school computers to at even Ian Stevens SC over on Twitter, you'll get the block. That's the easiest block around because he doesn't want to debate me, even though we agreed to do a debate. Pathetic. Dr. Zayas says Yeager has been all over that stuff for months. The interviews he did were great. Oh yeah, some of those got like close to 1,000 views and stuff. That guy's cool. WR Winter asked, "What board games did you play?" We played a long game of Scythe tonight, and I won. It was lit. I got over 100 points. Got 127 points, which is very hard to break 3 digits in that game. So it was pretty potent. Dr. Zaya says, "Are you gonna install Bonsai Buddy on the new school computer?" I haven't actually heard of that. So, oh, we got the troll here. The troll stayed up for the stream. Welcome, troll. We got Dr. Zayas. He says, haha, he embarrassed himself in a totally different way, referring to School Computer Boy. At least Liz showed up. Yes, at least Liz showed up. And like Reese made this point. Reese was like, look, as much of a clown and a child as Liz is, she at least had the courage to come on and do the debate and everything. And Reese and I both, I said this to Reese. I ran this by Reese. I'm like, well, in the time since that debate, when Liz did quiet down for a couple months, she would be tweeting about economic policies and like retweeting Medlock and quote tweeting different socialists and social democrats and stuff. And I said to him, I'm like, yeah, but like if you look at her Twitter, as much as I despise her, as much as she's a clown, she tweets more substantive and detailed policy tweets than Ian Stevens. All Ian Stevens does is just tweet out crap like, just want to feel something, man. And random sports stuff and bunk and junk memes and stupid realist, I guess, aesthetics and whatnot. It's mostly brainless, effortless takes. At least Liz puts efforts into some of her tweets and actually thinks about policy, even though we disagree on policy. And I ran this by Reese, and Reese was like, oh, crap, you're right. How sad is that when Liz is actually more of an intellectual than you? And it's true because look at how insecure he is. He wants people to think he's an intellectual. He's like, oh, yeah, but Harvard and Stanford, bro, Harvard and Stanford. And like, it's just you. Even though like I actually have degrees and he has none. So pathetic. Kamaljeet Ram, in reference to Ian Stevens, says, you just got to admit it. You don't have a PhD degree. Kamaljeet Ram says, my mom makes $20,000 a year and I have a Samsung Galaxy and a laptop. I paid for it with my own money. Yeah, there's no way. It's an obvious BS excuse so that he doesn't have to debate me. Nobody believes you, dude, to Ian. Nobody believes you. Everybody knows you have a computer. You could even debate on a phone, like on an iPhone. I could do these streams on my iPhone if I wanted to. The audio quality would be worse and stuff, but I could make it happen if I had access to nothing else. But obviously, the Patreon gang, the Hot gang, the PayPal gang, they love this show. And they helped me out to get some new equipment so that we could do higher quality streams. So, whereas then there's you, and you refuse to even come on and do a debate. It's pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. And I like how there's this account that was created over on Twitter within the last month and a half called Bad Twink Takes. And half of the tweets are just screenshots of Ian Stevens being a total twinker over on Twitter. So, Natalie says, I have a laptop, but no cell phone. Yeah, I didn't actually have a cell phone until I was in like grade 10. I can actually remember what it was like to not have a cell phone. And to think of that now, it'd feel like the medieval era or something for me, because like I'm so immersed in the Zoomy stuff now. Nicholas says they should really mute mics for the next debates. Trump would explode, but whatever. Good even. Pro Thing says, LeMayo, I got a 3900X LeMayo and an RTX 2070 Super. Yeah, I doubt that. Water cooling. Dude, then like you're always messaging me on Twitter begging for a debate. Send me some screenshots, bro. I don't believe you. Natalie says a landline is good enough for me. I hate cell phones. Well, yeah, I can respect that. Keeping it classic. Kirk Wilcox is here. He writes, only Ivy Leaguers are allowed to have opinions. We got Nicholas. But yeah, how's it going, Kirk? We got Nicholas here. He says, if I didn't need the navigational apps, I'd stick with my iPhone 4. Kirk says, there's a Harvard PhD student that's been arguing that 2 plus 2 can equal 5 the last few months, so the point is moot. What? That sounds like a joke. What? Okay. Dr. Zaya says, I would mind not having a cell phone. It's a pain in the ass 90%. Or rather, I wouldn't mind not having a cell phone. It's a pain in the ass 90% of the time. Nicholas says, isn't that a Terrence Howard position as well? Spill the beans. Dr. Zaya says, he's going to take the troll's computer away. Going to make his mom take his computer away. Just like call up his mom, be like, yeah, your son's posting cringe on Superpower broadcasting chats every day. That's all he does is like stay up so that he can post cringe. It's becoming a big problem. And they're like, oh, pro thing. Guess we'll have to put him in timeout and take away his school computer. Kamaljeet Ram says, didn't Jay do a stream on his phone? I can take his word. He works in information technology. Oh, yeah, he streams on his phone quite frequently when he's walking around Cyprus, Nicosia, various areas in that area. So Pro Thing says, Kay, I will send you a screenshot of my school computer on Twitter. The guy's been begging for a debate too. It's funny because I said to him, I'm like, dude, you have one follower. And he's like, I'm like a well-known person because he can't spell, right? It's like, if you can't talk and you have no following, why am I going to debate you? I don't debate people who don't have a following. Why? Why would I waste my time like that? I'm too busy as it is. Natalie says, yes. Bring the wrath of the parental unit. Yeah. No, the parents just nuke his school computer. Kirk says, there's an article on Harvard's Biostats website titled, Kareem Carr explains why 2 plus 2 equals 5. Okay. Let's see if I can find that. That sounds like a big meme. Because like 2 plus 2 equals 5 was like a slogan, I believe, in the Soviet Union, where they wanted to accomplish economic growth of 4 years in 5, or what was it? I forget exactly the context of it, but it was about, the shock workers, the Stakhanovites, that kind of stuff. So let's see. Yeah, I'm just looking at the guy's article right now. I mean, I guess maybe it's a thing about like social constructs and stuff, but and language and semantics and everything, but that's kind of dumb because formal math is supposed to have axioms and everything, and if you get rid of yeah, I mean, yeah, you could just say anything is equal to anything, but that doesn't make it true. So Nicholas says, so Terrence Howard believes that 1 times 1 equals 2. Maybe he and Kareem should debate. Yeah, debate me, bro. But they okay, do they have access to school computers though? Like I know he's at Harvard, but apparently so is Ian, and he doesn't have a school computer. Can't debate. Kirk says him and math PhD James Lindsay have been going at it for months over this. Pro Thing says, just sent you the picture of my school computer on Twitter. LaMayo, I destroyed Kirk Wilcox on Twitter. You must be so proud. You sound like a 12-year-old. Kirk's just got a rolling on the floor laughing emoji. Nicholas says, like, how intensely are they arguing that? Like, I'm the only true Nikki Haley fan. Intense. Yeah. No, Nikki Haley haters has become such a meme that a bunch of sock accounts, parody accounts have sprouted up on Twitter lately. I saw Tucker Carlson fan and what was it, like Dutch some other thing fan, were like, I'm the only Tucker Carlson fan. Everybody else is a Tucker hater, and hater is always with a capital H. So it's like a trademark. It's hilarious. W.R. Winter says the symbol 2 could mean something other than 2. Therefore, 2 plus 2 equals 5. Very deep, bro. Yeah, that's like some like social constructivism, kind of like Vosh tier, kind of like, oh, we can just define anything to be anything kind of attitude. Except even Vosh would probably think it's stupid to just say 2 plus 2 equals 5. Himaljeet Ram says, yes, exactly. Axioms, definitions, proof, and counting. Yeah, but like my social constructs, bro. So Pro Thing says he sent me a picture of his school computer. What kind of school computer do you guys all have? Because Natalie said that she uses a laptop. Because if you don't have a school computer, how are you going to debate me? So... Pro Thing sent me an image of his school computer. I'm going to do a Google reverse image search to see if he just like got that from some website somewhere. Yeah, here we go. Let's see what it turns up. Yeah, Kirk says, but Kevin, don't laugh at Kareem Carr. He's a Harvard PhD student. Natalie says, if Nikki Haley runs for president, I'll vote for her. Oh, yeah. No, Nikki Haley's awesome. Well, I can't find that exact image anywhere. So it does look like our friend Pro Thing here actually does have a swaggy school computer. So debate me, bro. Kamaljeet says, I use a Dell laptop as my school laptop. Okay, that's cool. I've been using an Acer laptop to manage the show and everything for the last couple years. W.R. Winter says, 2 equals 2 is a systemic structure of white Western imperialist, no good warmongering, etc. It's so easy to joke about, but people actually believe this junk. Yeah, I'm just waiting for some book to drop, like the Orientalist discourse and propaganda, neocon propaganda of math. And they just run through how like math is a bunch of neocon ghoul stuff, you know? Kamal Jeet says, we got 10 people in the chat. This is how many likes I get on a good tweet. Well, you had like 25 people in the chat the other day, but then my modem literally got shut down remotely twice because I was talking crap against the Turks. And we had a huge Turk in the fan, or a huge fan of the Turks in the chat, who he claimed to be hacking me. And I was such a noob, I didn't have my VPN active at the time. A classic rookie move. I've got a VPN service and everything, but I forgot to activate it. So that sucked. Natalie says, I have an Asus or an Asus. By the way, how do you guys pronounce that? Is it Asus or Asus? Because I bought one of their monitors. I've got it set up and everything right now. It's a 27-inch, 75 hertz monitor that we'll be using to host the webcam and everything. It's cool. It's big. It'll let me do, run the show and everything a lot better. So we'll have that up and running well before election night. But it's Asus. It's cool. I got a Republic of Gamers Strix model. Okay. I don't have the exact product ID because I suck at remembering numbers. Oh, so you got like a gaming laptop then. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I was considering buying a gaming laptop because it would be easier than getting all this other stuff here. But people are like, nah, for what you're going to be doing, you'd be better off going with a PC setup, and it'll give you more versatility and upgradability and customization and stuff. So, and that's basically that. So I'm going with PC now, but I'm obviously on the laptop still right now. Zaya says, I got an old ass HP laptop that's probably going to die real soon. I got to get a new school computer too. Yeah. Yeah, you can find like I was watching a lot of videos in the last month and a half to get ideas and everything. There are like you could get a custom PC setup that'll work better than a laptop for cheaper than a new laptop. So, and it'll do a lot more for you. So you could look into that. But then there's all the other costs like monitor and everything. So, but I'd recommend going with a PC these days, though, over a laptop. But it depends what you'll be using it for. Kamal Jeet says Asus or ISIS. Yeah, Asus. Now Lee says it's kind of falling apart as of late. It's a few years old. It had a good ride. Did you do much gaming with it? Because that sounds really cool. You got like Republic of Gamers Strix gaming laptop. That's awesome. Because they're still selling those. They look really cool. They just look really expensive, and for that money, you could get like a good gaming setup for a PC. But for portable gaming, that's pretty good. Oh man, I just saw this meme. This one was on the old meme inventory. This one was funny. And here's Lukashenko fuming and dooming. Timothy Spin made that one. That one's a classic. But yeah, no, we're back to this one now. We got the gang here. This is Dick Cheney's message to our friend Kremlin Kyle Kulinski. Still living rent free in your head, kiddo. He still acts as if the what would you call it? As if the neocon ghouls are still in power. It's pretty funny. So yeah, this is what the new gaming channel. This is what some of the swag is going to look like. Arthur made that. That's absolutely lit. Everybody go and subscribe to Arthur. He's over on YouTube. Guy's awesome. He does graphics for me and Reese. So now he says, yeah, it's primarily for gaming. So like, what kind of games do you play? Do you play like Fortnite, Call of Duty, Rocket League? What kind of stuff? Oh, here's what we're going to be doing on the gaming channel, because I'm going to have like the lighting and everything set up. It just takes a while to set up everything. We're going to have like we're going to play DEF CON. Have you guys ever played DEF CON before? That's a really hot-pilled and nuke-pilled game. Oh, we got Arthur here. He says yeet. Yeah, no, DEF CON is awesome. You guys ever played a game of DEF CON? Because we're going to be playing that. That might be the first game I start off with. It's calling me a chud. I find the idea of a Trump supporter calling me a chud hilarious because he's got the chud in chief as his profile picture. Like, it's the lefties that call you a chud. You're supposed to be the chud. By the way, chud is a weak insult. Like, imagine being offended that somebody called you a chud. Nicholas says, please, anyone not chanting nuke us Russia is a war criminal. Kyle. Oh, yeah, West bad. We're bad. Russia good. Russia good. Russia the savior, bro. West degenerate and capitalist and, like, liberal and stuff. West has, like, individual rights. That's degenerate, bro. Oh, man. I like this one right here, too. Isn't it terrible that fascism killed people based on race and political leanings? Anyway, here's why we should kill people based on how much money they have in political beliefs. The classic tanky right there. Oh, man. Natalie says mostly games like Age of Empires 2. Oh, that's awesome. You ever play Civ 6 or Civ 5 or Civ 4? Like, I've spent thousands of hours on those games. We're going to play Civ for sure. Going to start a new campaign of Civ. That's going to be awesome. Zaya says, big up Arthur. So, yeah, I don't really have too much else to add here. Follow me over on Twitter at Kevin Castley for sure. Definitely like the video. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so yet. Follow me over on Twitch. We're getting close to 50 followers. If you want to support what I do here and help offset further the cost of the gaming PC and everything and all the peripheral stuff that goes into the new studio, you can check out my Patreon below in the description, as well as my PayPal. And all the support over the last while has been greatly appreciated. And you guys will see some of the results of that very shortly. So, but again, remember, tune in tomorrow night at 11 p.m. We're going live with Jaeger DePedo to discuss the conflict in the Caucasus. So that'll be really interesting to sit down with him. So have a good night, everybody. Peace.